Proprietary. Hello, everybody. It's still March 12th. Still my day 335. I just needed to. I'm on the upswing of an emotional roller coaster here. I wanted to share my letter that I wrote, and I just sent electronically to my surgeon. I also copied my primary mental health counselor, which I have a meeting with tonight, so gives us something to talk about. But a bit of an emotional breakdown this morning. Before I read it, I'll say that I have my sneakers on. So, in spite of my feelings, still walking on the treadmill and still exercising. So I'm not giving up. This isn't like, oh, she's gonna kill herself. But here's the letter. I want to read it. And I don't know what this will do, but I definitely feel like there is a discrimination, weight discrimination. I mean, there's weight discrimination regardless in our society, but particularly in the area of a BMI. BMI is a flawed statistic. Supposedly the inventor of it said don't use this as an indicator of body fat, and that's exactly what people did. So here's my letter that I wrote. I'm going to read it to you. Okay. The names will be left out. Okay. It says, "Good morning, so-and-so. I wanted to check in, as it were. I'm still interested in having surgery with Dr. So-and-so. For my own sanity, I feel compelled to write this letter. If you would please pass it along to Dr. So-and-so, I would be grateful. The only holdup I have seems to be my weight. 220 pounds is my target weight to continue, to set up another consult, to do a predetermination for my insurance, surgery eventually, etc. Since seeing Dr. So-and-so in March, I have lost 14.8 pounds, currently at 311. My best ever weight was 310, which I have been dancing around for the past week. I'm getting angry. Can you hear it in my voice? I need to take a moment, calm down. In May of 2010, I weighed 364 pounds. So I had lost 54 pounds previously. But after 2 years of trying then, I could never break 310 pounds. Unable to do it on my own, I joined a weight loss program through my work in January of 2017. So I am being monitored and advised, following a healthy, well-balanced nutrition intake, amount of exercise, etc. However, I still cannot seem to break 310. I guess the pressure of having to get to 220 pounds is starting to fracture my resolve and sense of well-being. It is irrational, but from an emotional point of view, if biologically I cannot get to 220, my DNA and biochemistry blueprints do not have the 220 specification, then what am I to do next? I was trying to find some solace in the rules. However, nowhere in the WPATH standards of care can I find a BMI requirement for GCS. That said, I understand how nice it would be to be at a certain BMI, to aid in recovery, etc. Weight loss. Oh, I'm getting angry again. Can you hear my voice? I'm talking louder. Weight loss has been a struggle all my life. Being picked last for sports teams in school, not feeling sexually desirable, never being able to buy clothes at the store, etc. After so much good, here's the kicker. Here's the point. After so much good in finding my authentic female self and being happy with the physical changes received from HRT, it is ironic that I now find myself at a place where I am fighting myself, hating my body, trying to fit a statistical average, BMI, someone else's expectations of what is normal or should be. The only in the low 300s results I have had was some 10 years ago with ketosis, and I apologize if that's not how you pronounce it. Ketosis, starving my body to the point that it starts to break down muscle, which, as we know, weighs more than fat. I am not opposed to starving myself in theory, but I know that would add another level of pain and suffering that I really don't want to endure. So here we're getting to the summary. Closing paragraph. I feel I am doing all that I can do and will continue to do so. However, I feel the need to share with you that I have felt the emotional pangs of self-doubt and self-pity. If I can keep that at bay, logically, well, a square peg does not fit into a round hole, and I am beginning to feel like my efforts are fruitless. If I feel like I don't want to live without having the surgery, and I can't have the surgery because of my weight, and if by living I can't lose the weight, then what is the point of living? Irrational? Yes. Emotional? Yes. Bad decision? Yes. But I guess that is where my mind is heading. Not having weight loss results compounds that feeling, which is very, very true. This is beginning to pour over into other elements of my life, my job and work, my home and my family. If you have any suggestions for me, I'm all ears. Thank you for your talent, time, and consideration. And so, that's my letter. Okay, that's my appeal to the heavens, as it were. That's my Don Quixote moment. I don't know what fruit it will bear, but it makes me feel really, 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 really good. And as I said, I have my sneakers on. I'm going to put on my workout clothes. And I'm going to go exercise. I mean, I'm not giving up. I'm not stopping. I'm just saying, for the love of God, this expectation, there's no, it's based off a statistic that your recovery might be better. Your risk of infection is lower. You know what? Fuck it. Load me up with penicillin. You know what I mean? If it has no, like I said, it's a theoretical, it's a theory, it's a statistic, it's a nicety in theory. It's in theory of a risk. And as I've said before, I will take that risk. I will roll the dice, okay? I'm not going to die from it, okay? So that's good. We're just talking about speed of recovery, and I have oodles and oodles of recovery time. And so again, I feel like there's just this bit of discrimination going on, and probably not thought out, not meant. But again, to say to someone, I'm sorry, I can't help you because you weigh too much, that's not an answer, okay? Especially when it's a mental health issue. If you swap out the weight and you say, I'm sorry, I can't help you because you're black, okay, totally irrational, it makes no sense. I can't help you because your parents were from Ireland, and I don't do Ireland. This is a genetic, inherited trait that I have, my weight. You know what I mean? And so to say I can't help you because of ... it doesn't hold any water. You know, and again, even if it was the almighty, you know, your chances, your mortality, you know, if you have the surgery now, there's a 20% chance you're gonna die. If you weigh 10 pounds less, there's a 25%. You know what I mean? I'd roll the dice right fucking now. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm getting pumped up. I got to use this energy. I got to go for a walk. But anyway, that's my letter. I wrote it, and I don't expect it to do anything. However, if at some later date I lose my cool, and I'm not saying I'm going to kill myself, but if I do, then come back to this video and say, that's why she killed herself. She killed herself because she didn't weigh 220 pounds, and they wouldn't do surgery until she hit 220 pounds. Like I said, I don't anticipate that, but 10 years from now, or 20 years from now, or 5 years, or tomorrow, whenever, someone I hope looks back on that and goes, what a stupid rule. You know what I mean? But, and much like my pity party video earlier, it's so strange to here's my paperwork. Woo! Here's all my surgical shit and paperwork and everything I had to do. To do all of that bureaucratic rigmarole, and then you get to a point where you're at your weight, and the only thing someone can tell you is, well, it takes time, or, maybe if you cut out snacks. Well, I don't eat snacks other than to maintain my metabolism. Okay, well, maybe if you stopped watching so much TV. Well, I don't have a TV. I don't watch TV. You get through all that bullshit, and you get to the crux of the matter, which is genetically, it's not, I don't think it's in my makeup. It's not in my blueprint. But I'm still going to fight for it. I mean, obviously, I've got the passion to fight, to exercise, to fight. But I kid you not, my friends, I'm beginning to feel like it's fruitless. And that's when that self-doubt and pity, and it's like one part of me gets angry because I'm like, I can't believe you're feeling that way. Don't you know? And then the other part's like, but it's not fair. I mean, but c'est la vie, as they say. And anyway, we'll see what happens. I don't expect anything, but the surgeon knows, and the mental health professional knows, and that, what, if anything, it clears the question of, well, what would have happened had she done this? I've done it. I've written my letter. Let the chips fall where they may. All right. Enough of this. I'm going to go outside and walk. I'm going to enjoy the sunshine. I'm going to whistle at the birds, pet the squirrels, and we'll move on. So good luck to you in your own transition journey. Solid. Okay. Bye. Oops. Yeah.